let's see. Just making sure we are live. We are, let's see, live here. I'm going to mute that. And we're live here. We are. So go to mute that. Then we'll go and pull this up. We'll update the titles. Producing. I need an image of image of the noble, which I should actually be able to get pretty easily. All right. All right. So, got the noble. Took a day extra. I actually got it yesterday. Was able to play around with it on some other characters, but before we do that, I do want to do some quick paperwork real quick. A lot has happened since the last time I streamed. Actually, I think a lot has happened since the last time I streamed. So the main thing which has happened is that they released a roadmap, which I'm actually pretty excited about. So we just about into May, but a few things that happened up until May 21st. There is a free Vanguard Jem'Hadar, which is a upgraded Jem'Hadar. The benefits of the Jem'Hadar is that you get some two of the reps on the normal Jem'Hadar are already filled up to 5, but the Vanguard has an additional one. The The also benefit of the Jimmadar is that the Vanguard Jimmadar is that the per the whatever career take, one of the specializations will be maxed out. Another one will be halfway maxed out. The Vanguard Jimmadar, two of the specializations are maxed out. So basically, it's 60 free levels for the Vanguard, 45 for the 45 free levels for the non-Vanguard. Though this one is only a tactical Jimmadar, which may not be beneficial for most people, but it's still there. And if you don't like this, the free Jimmadar, you can just delete it. On my main account here, I already have Vanguard as a race already unlocked, because I have the Gamma pack. Let me pull up my because it comes with the there's two ways to get it. You can get the expansion pack, the Gamma pack here, which the Vanguard species is a party here, somewhere in here in this list of Vanguard, or is it not? Am I wrong? Was it part of the... oh, no, that's a... I was looking at the wrong one. Was I? Okay, maybe it's not in here. Maybe I'm wrong. I was pretty sure it was in here. It says you get the parts of the Gamma pack. Was it in here? Oh, it is part... okay, never mind. So you get this pack too, and this is what has... so 3 ways you can get it then. The starter pack, the main pack here, which most times this doesn't happen within Star Trek Online, but this is one of them. The expansion pack. If you got the starter pack, the expansion pack was discounted. That's the reason why I have this and that. Not all the packs are that way, because I do know that the temporal pack, if you get the starter temporal, it doesn't discount this. But the other way to get the Vanguard is through species, which is generally like 600 if you pay for it full, 450 if you wait for a sale to happen. Never buy anything at full price in the game. Always wait for a discount. And so that's currently happening right now. So if you are wanting to play, think about coming back, actually a really good time to come back. At least just get that, do the tutorial so you've completely unlocked everything with the Jem'Hadar recruit, and then also with the Vanguard Jem'Hadar. You can pack it away later on, or you can delete it and just get the extra character slot. Like I said, my main account already had it unlocked, so I did that. My second account, I also did that. My other accounts, I did not have one. I don't plan on getting one on those accounts, so I kept them. I'm currently working on them. I mean, why not? Just as something to do. They also released the today the Orchid, which is from where is the image of that here? That was just released today. Not my style. I have no interest in it. It's cool though. It's a lower deck ship that's been highly more detailed. I think if I was going to play specifically an Orion themed character, it seems like a perfect ship to play. It is a warship, which is one of my preferred types of ships, so I do like it that way. Not meta stats by what the meta people say, but it is a thing. And then that's basically what's going on right now. Oh, the Grawl also got released. I love the Grawl. Don't have any money to get it, so if I had it, I'd get it just for the pure design of it. When it was first in Stranger Worlds, I kind of thought it might actually be a science ship, and it ended up being a science ship. I myself personally do not like science ships. I try to fly them. I just don't understand the science ship mentality. I'm more of a hammer and a nail type person. And science is just kind of a little bit too big brain for my little small brain. But yeah, it got released. Design wise, it's absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, it is nothing really pushes it to actually get it other than that. And unfortunately, there's been really good ships this year. Specifically the Yog Thought, that even with the end of the year campaign, actually I guess this would be next year's campaign. I mean, maybe there's a chance next year's campaign I might get it just for the pure design of it, because as a ship, the stats aren't bad. It's a scout ship, which is basically a science raider. So yeah, that got released. They actually released two ships pretty close. The Infinity ship, which I think got the Grawl, which got released last week, and then the Orchid that got released today. Coming up, there's a new TFO event with Crystalline Catastrophe. I like Crystalline Catastrophe. I don't know what this is going to be. They're changing a few things. They're adding another lockbox into the Infinity lockbox. Here comes my cat. And then this is the big one that I'm really excited about. Let me see if I find. Yeah, that's the image. They're adding the Democles to the game. And anybody who doesn't know, this is this version here is the Klingon version. It was a false flag ship. It was a ship made by Klingons to try to sneak their way into Federation territory to cause damage, but was destroyed because they wanted to start a war, restart the war. But it was destroyed by the Enterprise before it could get away. I like the saucer on this one. And then this one here, this is actually from... It's been in a lot of background shots. It's in the background shot of the opening for Stranger Worlds. It's also anytime there was a star base. This was generally at the star base. I'm more excited about this design here than I am about this design. The Democles is all of those designs. But I am more excited about this design than I am this design. Anybody who knows me, I like very thin, kind of NX style. I have on my main character, I have what I would consider, I can actually probably show it on the character I'm currently on. I'll just have to redo it. So there is a ship design that I tend to use. Yeah, we'll just activate the Miranda real quick. Go over to the ship. So it's the I do like to tend to use that for the struts. It is like, it's not the probably the pylons is what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So the struts is incorrect. Struts should actually be the centaur. And then for this is like the beta. So this is one of my favorite designs for a ship. Then I like to throw it with the O. And I will fly this one around. So like this design here, the NX design, designs like that I really love. They're one of my favorite designs. So when it comes to this actual this design, it's right up my alley. Don't know what it is. I'll be honest with you. I have a slight hope that it's not a science ship. My curse is that a lot of times there's a ship I really, really like. It always ends up being a science ship. And to kind of give an idea, my favorite TNG ship is the Nova. I love the Nova. I love the way it looks. It looks great. I was kind of hoping that they would put the Texas on the Nova skeleton, but they did not. That way I could fly a Nova with it as an escort. But I really love the Nova. It was a science ship. I really love the Dudistat. It's a science ship. Like ships that I really love just end up being science ships. And I have a feeling this might be a science ship. And I do have some reason to believe that, is because this is actually going to be on the Discovery, or not, the Crossfield skeleton. I do have so it will be on the skeleton for ships, and I think Glenn is probably the Crossfield. Sure. So it is going to be on this, which is a science ship. But yeah, I sold off some T6 coupons that I had in order to be able to get it if it's something that I would like to fly. If it's not, then I'll have to debate on whether or not I want to get it or not. Because I wouldn't mind just using one of the normal skins as a cruiser, or as a frigate, or something along those lines. We did get a spoiler today. I'm not in the game of spoiling anything, though I do look stuff up. It's out there now. Accidentally spoiled on stream today. If you Google enough, you'll probably find it. But I do know what type of ship it will be, what its specialization will be, its primary specialization. Though the spoiler didn't actually give the full name of the ship. It only said Democles block, and then it didn't actually have the type of ship it was. So won't know until it's actually released later on this month, but still pretty excited about it. If it's like a doable science ship, maybe I'll do it. Oh, by the way, this right here, these, if you want to know what the bottom looks like, it just looks like this. It's they literally just in the TV show they flip the ship upside down, the back part of it upside down. So yeah, so the deflector on it looks like this. I will say one thing. It only has like a single deflector, no additional deflectors. So maybe it might be a cruiser or a tactical ship, an escort along this lines. Maybe. I'm not gonna bet any money on it. So then, but that's coming next month. I don't know when it's coming. As actually, technically, I do. That got spoiled today too. The full roadmap up until the end of, I think the end of July got spoiled. Kale, if you ever listen to this, I hope you're using multiple monitors and you need to pay attention to what's on what's monitor, or not share the full screen. Share like the window itself. But I love you, man. Glad to see you back. Not for this reason, just happy to see you back. Yeah. Summer event coming in June. We'll have the Gump 2, which is a TNG ship. Gump 2 was basically a giant. It almost looked like the Days of Doom ship, but it's not. It's like an egg in space, dragon egg in space that knocks things back. I'm assuming it's either going to be a science ship or a 4-4 cruiser, because I don't see why it wouldn't be either one of those. It's definitely not going to be a 5-3, because just looking at it, I'm actually kind of hoping. And let me see if I can pull the Gump 2 up. I am kind of hoping that it ends up as a on the same skeleton as the Neridian. Because why not? Why not? Just put it on the same skeleton. The big benefit of this one is that it will have its own bridge. According to a couple people I've listened to, Bordicus, Jeremy said that he really wanted the bridge if they're going to do this ship. And then I guess the new art director also wanted to do the bridge because he wanted to see what the process of making a bridge was, and therefore if it's an easy process or it's a doable process, who knows, maybe we may get new bridges in the future. I would love to see more bridges. Like I would really love to have the Strange New Worlds bridge. I would love to have the Sagan bridge. I would love to have. There's been a lot of bridges. I would love to have the Prodigy bridge. Oh God, basically anything that came out in a show within the last 6-7 years. There's a lot of bridges out there we could have, but we don't. The problem is people just don't buy them. They make a bridge and people don't buy them. I have all the bridges on this account, but honestly, I probably wouldn't spend money on the bridges on other accounts. This is my gotta collect them all bridge, or gotta collect them all. So I have all the bridges, at least ones that I could have access to. Um, and so, but like I said, I probably wouldn't buy them on any of my other accounts, so I kind of understand that. So, and you know, hopefully hopefully we can get some bridges. The problem is that people ask for bridges and then they don't buy the bridges. At least from what they say on they've said before. But yeah, so that's going to be here. A Delta recruitment event is happening in June too. Delta recruitments are my favorite recruitments. They're good for a quick leveling up of characters. The rewards off of Delta Recruit is pretty good too. Not the best of the 4 recruits, but it is pretty good. They're updating fleet stores. Nobody knows what that means. And the Phoenix Prize pack upgrade update is that they'll be pulling more stuff from the C store, the Muds Market that's not selling, and they'll put it into the Phoenix Prize. So if there's anything in Muds Market that you want to have on account unlock, but you've just been kind of waffling on it, you might want to do that before sometime in June. Hopefully there's a mud sale before then. But yeah. In July there's a Klingon ship. Everybody's assuming it's because there's only one ship that was both in Lower Decks and in the Next Generation. That's the Cavort. Excuse me, I need to drink something. The Cavort, which is also Roga's ship, which was a very, very basically 4 times the size of a normal bird of prey in the Next Generation, or not, but in Lower Decks. I'm not exactly sure what the Cavort looks like, but I do know that people were talking that it well, yeah. When you look at the Cavort and you look at Relga's bird of prey, and you look at Relga's bird of prey, they don't look the same. But they are very, very large bird of preys. So what people are assuming is that it's going to have 2 skins. It's going to have Roga's skin, and then it's going to have this. This is just a very oversized Burrell. When you actually look at it, this is not an oversized Burrell. This is very different. Does this page actually have it next to? People have been looking up the Orion vessel. It's kind of hilarious. Does it? Do they have like an actual image of it? Because there is an image in the show of it next to the other bird of preys, and the other bird of preys are very, very small compared to it. So it's not guaranteed that's what people are going to be getting with it, but it's under the assumption. Next season is in July. They've already said this is not a part of the main storyline. They said it's something that people have been asking for. I actually think it's going to be them releasing some of the old episodes. At least I hope. I don't know for sure. That's the only thing I can hope. There's a Kelvin Timeline ship bundle coming, which I'm pretty excited about. I technically already know what the ships are. Again, spoilers happened today. But just for pure fun, I can show you the ships that were in the Kelvin movies that have not made it to the game yet. And so the first one, this is the Newton, I do believe. No, this is the Armstrong. The Armstrong actually has another skin with it, which is kind of an orange skin, which is the Excelsior skin. But this is one. There is a round the sail Kobayashi Maru. I'm 100% confident we are not getting a round the sail Kobayashi Maru. But if we did, I would love it. I really want a Kobayashi Maru. I wish they'd bring back the frigate version of the Kobayashi Maru, put it in muds or put it in, put it as something in the Phoenix Prize Pack or do something. But there is a tier 3 version of the Kobayashi Maru that was claimable as an event reward a long time ago, but is no longer. It's not anywhere. They just haven't put it anywhere. This is the Mayflower. I love the Mayflower. It really gives me vibes of like a California class or a Miranda. It'd be something. It'd be a great additional skin for the California, but it's unfortunately not on the skin. And then this is the Newton, which is very Proxima looking. And again, a lot of these ships, they really don't, besides for some external renderings that the people have given, don't really have like good shots, because generally they're in the background shots flying away from the Enterprise in the movies. And the last one is the Salcom. This one, of all the other ships that are available within the bundle, this is the only one that's actually fully 100% Kelvin timeline. The rest of them aren't Kelvin timeline. They are more they're pre-Kelvin destruction, so therefore they would be prime timeline. I was arguing that once in a chat once, and someone was saying, no, because the Kelvin got destroyed, they're not a part of the timeline. It's like, that's not how that works. But yeah. So this is a Kelvin timeline ship. It is what it is. I would have to see like this in 3D in order to get it. There are some shots of it. Like in the actual here, this is the only shot we get of it. Like, I guess these two are the only shots we get it in the movie, because it's literally blink and you'll miss it. This is images what people bring up when they're looking at it. The problem is because it's like in there for like 3 seconds. I would assume that it's not in the bundle. But you never know. But beyond that, a Kelvin ship, a Romulan ship. There's only one Kelvin Romulan ship that's not in the game. There's just one. And technically it's not a Romulan ship. It's a civilian ship that was massively upgraded, but we'll go from there. And then the last ship is the alien starship. So that's like all the news that came out from the roadmap, which I'm pretty excited about. But that was some pretty long paperwork. That was like 30 minutes of paperwork of me rambling on things. But so this is going to big things here. This is my character, and I'm actually going to go AFK for a moment because something just came up, and we'll be right back. Hello, Rosaline. I am doing okay. How are you? Sorry, I had to step away from the computer real quick. Let me make sure that I'm back on my correct scene. Here we are. Um, this is my first character. This is the first character I made, though he does look a lot different. Probably looks more like my fleet version, or my yeah, this is my first character. I actually had a lot of fun recently because once I saw the noble, I knew that I wanted to play put the noble on this character, and so I was going to have to play a few things. Oh, that was from a friend. But play a few things where I wanted to play on the noble on this character, because when I first played this character, I used the assault cruiser. The assault cruiser was my favorite ship at the initial part of the game, before T5s were introduced. And so it just seemed very appropriate to basically run with the best assault cruiser in the game on this character. And so first thing I do, actually, I don't have the ship yet. I have not grabbed the ship. So reclaim the noble. All right. So was very excited to be able to play this character, though. And I was going through the logs, taking a look at the logs, and if you didn't know, you can actually go back through and check things on, what you've done and things along those lines. But I unfortunately had. Or not unfortunately, but it looks like basically, well, I played the character, and this is, you look at the dates here. I went through the missions, and it's really funny to go through there. So if you didn't play the game when it initially released, basically what you do, you would go do the series of missions within a certain sector, and once you did all the missions in that sector, you would get it. If you had reached a leveling point, you would then get the next sector's first mission, and then you can go do that sector, and so on. But if you didn't get up to the level, then that's when you would get a prompt to go do all the patrols in order for you to level up. So like like you'll see these where I'm doing missions and saying I'm doing a bunch of patrols, and that's because I was trying to get up to grade. And so like you see this, and then increasing grade and stuff like that. That was just how the game was back then. But there's a lot of other differences too. But yeah, so I was just going through here, just trying to find out what I had and what I had not done. And because what it looks like what I did a couple years ago, when I actually started doing repping all the characters on this account, after I'd gotten all the recruits, I'd gone through and basically went through and got tier or rank 6 on all the rep on all my characters. So I did that back then, but basically I didn't do much with this character beyond that. So did just enough to to I already have a ship named that. Oh, I remember why. Looks like I adjusted enough to get get his rep up, and then I stopped playing him. So when I came back, I had to go through and make some changes, or I had to go through and do some trade unlocks on the character. So that's what I was gonna do. I remember now. So, so I had to go through and unlock some things. So the things that I unlocked for traits, oh boy, that's a, wow, I did not copy those over. Well, Calm Before Storm is one of them. And these are just of the traits. I don't have anything beyond just basic. Is that basically all it was? That was missing? Alright. So I have the Calm Before Storm from the Gamor. Emergency Power Cycle, which is actually from the legendary Avenger. You can also get it off of like the couple of the other ships. Reset. It's the Avenger, and then I saw the tactical cruiser there. God, why can't I remember the name of the ship? The Arbiter. It's off the Arbiter, so you can get it off the Arbiter. There's some Klingon versions of it too. There's actually a version on all of the difference, but yeah, but I already had the legendary Avenger, so I just used the Avenger. Overpower Under Gun is on the legendary Defiant, but it's the tier 6 portion of the legendary Defiant. So once you have it unlocked on the account, I do believe it's a legendary Defiant. Yeah, Overpower Under Gun. So I didn't have to unlock that one. I have redirecting arrays, mainly because I'm just not going to be chasing damage with this ship. And I'm just going to do missions with it. So redirecting arrays is fine if you're going to be soloing with beams. And I don't have enough money to buy a Yogg-Thought for every single ship. Then Supercharged, which I got from the Endeavor, but also available on, actually, I got the legendary, not the Endeavor. It's on the Endeavor for the, but I got it off of the legendary, assault cruiser. So the basically the legendary Sovereign. So that's what I unlocked it off of. And then Ruin of Our Enemies, which is on the D7, which is in the Disco Infernal Muds pack. I did get Boimlers on this. I don't really have anything really big here. I'm just using basics. So Accurate, Beam Barrage, Beam Training, Fleet Coordinator, just in case I am in a group. Innocuous, Operative, a Boimler Effect, just because. Thrill Seeker, and Warp Theorist. I did pick up Twinkling Lights because it was in the winter store, and why not? I'm not going to use it though. Obviously, I don't use it. This is just a generic, no thrills, right out of the box build. And then because I had completed the rep I had gone through and picked up the space stuff. Here I have crit severity, chronocapacitor array. I think I got one for all damage and critical chance. Just because generally when I'm doing stuff, I just try to max out my critical chance and critical severity as I possibly can. Though you could probably remove this one and put Tyler's duality on there instead, which is also crit chance based on hull. I don't think the Noble has a high hull, so I'm not really 100% worried about that. But yeah, very, very generic, very basic. On the skills, this is... Oh boy. I was thinking I needed to reroll this. Now I'm actually really think I need to reroll this. These right here need to go down here, go to the projectiles. And this actually needs to come over here into the control. But, I mean... it's fine for right now. And then, apparently when I last played this character, I was working a little bit on the specialization, so I am 29 into the intel. Then I'm probably just going to do strategist after that. That's just the basic of that. Let's go ahead and activate this ship. I should have carried everything over. It did. Hopefully. Let me check. Traits. It did. I had already unlocked everything beforehand. So we're going to remove this. And one thing I do like about this ship is that the first few slots are beams. So if you're starting new and you just want to jump into the ship and just play with the ship, you could, because it's going to go. It's going to start out 1 and then 3, and then 4 and 4 and. Trying to remember. I haven't done this for a while. It's actually I think it's 3 and then 2, 4 and 2, 4 and 3, and then 5 and 3 is how it'll go up through the levels. I don't need any of these beams. Or there's torpedoes. I do need to move my stuff over from Miranda. So I'm using the disco torpedo, the Terran phaser beam, the prolonged phaser beam, the disco duels. My secondaries are the advanced phasers. I could have put any phaser in there and it probably wouldn't have mattered, just because realistically there's not enough of the advanced phasers here for them to actually do their advanced phaser goodness, and so I could have put anything there, but I did spend the weekend because I didn't have any X equipment on here. Matter of fact, the equipment I had, actually I did have some high level, but I think I pulled it off of another character. I had these plasma beams on it, but I didn't want to do plasma beams. So I used the upgraded weekend and upgraded this stuff. So I have an Omni, and I have the Pavin beam on here. This is a fleet deflector. Competitive engines, disco, warp core, and shields. Rest of this stuff here is just random stuff. How many? It's 5. Okay, that's all I need from there. I did try to get... I ran into some issues, I tell you. How does that say it's in Twitch? Looks like I had some spam, and that person was not on Twitch, so it must have been removed by Twitch. But so I got on one of my characters, and I wasn't gonna pay the 20 for phaser, so I tried to make them, and I had enough salvage to re-roll. I got 3 of them, and then I made a whole bunch, got 1 additional, and then was able to get 2 additional beams, and got really annoyed at that point and just called it good, and just I decided I was just gonna have beams as them. So the consoles I'm using are the isomegs with 2 of them being just beams. What is the difference in damage? It's 34%, and so it's like 5% difference. Sure. So I have the Atlas console, the Manos console. This is off of the legendary Odyssey. This is off of the Tier 3 TOS ship. I forget what it's called. It's part of the actual expansion bundle, and you can get it separately too with the lithium. It is this one. So the Perseus. And then the Fleet Power Network Array off of the Awani, the Custom Power off of the Helios in Lorcas for the torpedo and dual beam set. And this was just a lot of work that I did the last couple days, so I knew I was just going to want to play them today. And a lot of this stuff I just didn't want to do. Why? For that, because a lot of stuff, it just isn't fun. I had some of the stuff. I had this console. It wasn't upgraded, but I at least had the console. I still had to buy some. I had to search all my characters for boxes for marks in order to get everything filled out, but I was able to find it. Now I may be able to do advanced scenarios on this, but with this build, because there's other stuff that I did too, for the officers. I got Kish for the fire modes, though the fire modes is not relative to this one because I'm not using any Mark 2s or Mark 1s. But he's still on there just in case. There's the Emergency Con hologram for engines. Then I got the crit bonuses. These are pretty expensive. But they do help out. I didn't have anything else to put on here, so I just threw a random Adepta. And also on the ground, I put Elder Maleketon, however you want to pronounce his name. Only because this also counts for space too, but it's a ground. And then bonus sign or bonus experience and expertise. Can't go wrong with that. But those are those for my actual build. I'm not doing anything fancy. This needs to be a science officer. It needs to be Naomi, and this needs to be hearsay. Though this wasn't working the other day, but these actually, this needs to be, and then flip them like this. This needs to be attack team, and this is my basic build. There's nothing fancy about this, but it works. I mean, you're not going to go win any DPS records, but you will get through content. Sometimes that's all you need. Alright, so we are going to go up, set my thing, unlock the ship, and then we're going to do a mission. So, yeah, I was checking on what was the last mission I had done before. I think beforehand, I think I made it maybe over to DS9 before I hit max level. And max level at the time when I initially had this character. Well, I want to change the skin. I'm going to change the skin of the ship. I love the Noble Refit design, but there's only one design that I want to do. I did change my uniform. I need to change the uniform of my officers. I might get some people annoyed at me when they see my officers. I was kind of having fun with the officers when I initially made this character. So I have nothing but female officers on them. And it was my... we're going to do a bigger bridge. I think the Aquarius bridge is what I was looking at earlier. This is the new bridge. I think the Aquarius bridge was the old do believe that's the old Odyssey bridge. It's only because I only want to do that big massive bridge because that's the bridge module. I mean, you might think that is the bridge module, but I do believe it's that. And then we're going to change this to the Noble Refit because I do like the darkness of that. This skin, by the way, is one of my favorite skins. When this skin first came out, a little bit of like a nostalgia history thing. When it initially came out, this was just a skin, and basically what they said at the time is that the game was not going to be pay to win. That was pretty big within the actual within the Stowe community at the time, is that they didn't want the game to become pay to win. They didn't want someone just to be able to come in and get top end gear. And so the first set of skins, there was this one, there was a science skin, there was a tactical skin. I think there was also a Klingon skin too that had came out about the same time. I wasn't playing a Klingon at that time. But it was just skins. It was skins to the top level ships of each of the career choices. Yeah, And then the next set of ships they came out with were ships that had consoles on it, and people became angry. But I love this one. I also love the Maelstrom, which is the tactical version. I don't even remember off the top of my head what the science version was. It's whatever that science the whatever their fleet version is. Fleet skins are, because that's what they end up becoming when they removed them out of the store. Yeah, this is like it became the fleet version of the assault cruiser. But yeah, we are actually going to fly that, and now we can go up and set everything up. But I love this skin, and I was looking at it earlier, and the actually I put a post in the Star Trek thing. Let me see if I can pull up an image. Open. So the last time that when Thomas and Pundus were doing interviews, I think Scorp was in that group too, but I don't remember because I watched so many interviews recently. They were asked on what ships they wanted to update, remaster, and one of the option was the Imperial. Let me pull these over. And so I was thinking, like, if you're going to update the Imperial, what would it be like? And so I looked it up, and the best option is to make it basically a larger, more armored version of the Inquiry, because they really do look like they're cut from the same cloth. And since the Imperial is kind of a upgraded sovereign, so to think that the Inquiry and the Imperial were kind of designed at the same factory would kind of make sense for that end. And so yeah, so like if they were just able to find a way to merge the two, but still keep some of the Imperial skins, or the Imperial design. Like I do like the whole deflector here, and I'm a huge fan of the spine on the back. It's like one of the things, but like you can update the saucer, maybe make it more Inquiry-ish. Take the ribs off the bottom. I've never understood the ribs, but they were there. But I mean, the original Inquiry had snaggle teeth, so I mean, like I said, kind of in the same line. And so this is the new Inquiry, the legendary Inquiry, or legendary Avenger. Yeah, if they were to find a way to kind of merge those two without taking the personality of like these spines, I would be happy with that. And again, like I said, they're very similar in design. A matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised, because if you didn't know, the Inquiry was a design created off of a concept art from this game. So one of the original concept artists was a concept artist within the game before it launched, and I think it was before Cryptic had it, but before it launched. And then later on, the design was repulled out when they needed a ship for Picard, and it got okayed, and now it's in the game both ways. It's in canon and in the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was the in-game adaptation of this, and then in return, like bringing it back full circle where they're very similar to each other. I mean, I would be okay with that, but that's up to the artist. That's if they actually do decide that they need to make changes. We're going to disable the visuals. And then we're going to make sure that is set. We're going to max out our aux, max out our weapons, and then set these up. And so, well, we are going to be doing a mission, so it looks like I made it. Like, I just don't know on how... Oh, it doesn't even look like I actually have done the Borg storyline. Oh, yeah, that's right, because I'm still in... Yeah, I'm not even sure on how for... Maybe I should check the log. Well, what missions did I do when I came back? That is a question when I start playing this character again. Looks like I did a few, or it looks like I took him to the Winter Wonderland. Looks like I was doing some of the dailies off this character. Endeavors. Yeah, so here are the endeavors. Okay, I did that to get a shield, which I noticed recently that I didn't need anymore. Here's the quest lines. So did I jump in and go right straight into the Klingon arc? Okay, yeah. So it looks like I came back and did Once and Future Agent. And then the Galaxy at Large, and then started doing the Romulan storyline. Which is funny because a lot of that stuff I had did beforehand, but it just got reset for reasons. I'm telling you, if they bring the old storyline back into the game, I'm really excited about the prospect of that. Because there's some nostalgia. I do on my YouTube channel, which is YouTube, Zashtan, all that stuff. I do have on my YouTube channel the original tutorial, which I had recorded at the time. It's broken up into several parts because at the time YouTube had a limit to how long of a video you could actually put up on it. But one of these days I'm going to cut him down and put him back on as one large video. And I'm gonna have to watch it. and just kind of just look at, see what was on it, stuff like that. But it is on my YouTube channel from way back when. But just the changes that have made in the game, though, I do think that was the actual demo. I was playing through the demo, and so that was a character that I couldn't bring with me when I started the game, because you played the demo, and then once you played the demo, what the heck? Why do I have? It's done that a couple times to me, where it's had like a weird thing where it's not actually showing what abilities I have equipped. Now I gotta make sure I didn't miss anything. Those are all there. I mean, at least the game gave me an excuse to play my old character again. I haven't really played anything. I've been talking for about an hour now. A lot of stuff had been going on in the game. I wanted to talk about the spoilers, but I don't want to be that person. Kind of feel bad for Cal. Just randomly pulling up in company conversations, or not conversations, spreadsheets. I want to say one thing. It does get me more excited about things. Like, seeing what the Democles is. Like, I don't know what type of ship it is. I don't know if it's science tactical or an escort. Or science tactical or engineering. But I do know what spec type it is. Which does make me kind of excited on that end. But like I said before, it's probably a science ship. I'm going to be highly disappointed at that point. But I do like it when they class swap ships. Like what they did with the Iwani. I like what they did with the Iwani. How it's a science ship on a generally very heavily engineer line. They've done it with something else too, where they class swap the ships. And that's good. It's good. It gives player more options. We're going to go ahead and unlock this with a quick. We have a quick patrol. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm assuming I should be able to do this pretty easily. Like I said, I'm almost thinking that I might be able to do advanced missions and patrols with this, but I really don't want to push myself too much. I don't. Maybe towards the end of this, I might. Might do a quick ISC pub ISC and see if I can get a. Get some DPS numbers off of it. I was unlocking. I need to re-roll a lot of the weapons that I have. Because this character did not have any dilithium and did not have any salvage. So like with a lot of the salvage, like a lot of the patrols I've been doing recently, I've been trying to get salvage out of it. Though the re-roll of the weapons isn't like 100% needed at this moment. This will at least get me through missions. So if I'm doing Foundry, most of the stuff I'm going to be doing is ground stuff. Now the funny thing is that all of the armor that I had was from the last time I played, so it was a bunch of Mark 10s. The armor and the weapons. It looked like I had pulled a couple things up when I was doing it before. And so I ended up just... I don't know why those got turned off. I end up just pulling all the event gear that I've gotten over the time and threw those on characters. And I don't have unconventional systems on this because this is not a unconventional systems specific build. I need discovery marks. I actually need to look at Nick's recent ground build video. The build I have in mind is an old build, but it might not be valid anymore. Why is this one so small and the rest of them are so large? That was kind of funny. Alright, again, we're just going to clear out the inventory with salvage. I don't think anything of overall value is in there. Move this here, because that can be sold. Yeah, I can't really complain about 7,000 salvage. Though it goes really, really quick when you're re-rolling. We will do that. And then I guess we'll head over to the factory. All that work to upgrade this ship, and I think the next couple of missions don't have any true space combat. Oh, and if you're curious on what my Endeavor situation is, which I haven't paid attention to in a while, it is this. Yeah. That went pretty smoothly. The only problem is if I put myself in advanced missions, I might regret it. Because I'm not really geared out for advancement on the ground. For advanced ground missions. Don't judge my team. I did go through and I added some Angers of Grethor to the characters, and then some warheads. Just because. Oh. Oh, that's not correct. A lot of the ground stuff I have is I try to go with some yeah, that's not correct. Make sure these are actually in the correct spots. I did adjust them. All right. Doesn't really matter where they go. It just habit on where I'm used to having them. And so for the ground consoles, I guess we can take a look at those real quick. This is a mission console. This is your regular old beams, which I actually had to get. Another funny story. I had to get a full set of equipment when I initially played this character. Because when I last played this character, all of this stuff, like the turrets and everything, that was based upon a kit, the kit that you put on. So, like, I have this engineering kit, which actually should be replaced with something else. Now that I think about it, but all of that was based upon the kit that you had, and then in between, this is actually in between times when I was playing, so My playtime, I did not play in the game uh, until well, I played from start to about 2013. I took a couple years off. I came back in like 2015 for I think a couple months, and then I didn't play from 2015 until like halfway through 2020, something like that. Um, and I haven't played ever since, but I hadn't played up to that point. Um, and so in between that 2015 ish, and then when I came back to play, they had really completely gotten rid of what the original concept of the kit modules or the kit uh, were, and so I had to learn. I had to learn a completely brand new system at that point. But yeah, so I have this. This is from the winter store. This is event item, and then this is from the summer store. Those are the current kits I'm currently running right now. The other gear is nothing to talk about because it's just random stuff that I've put together. I will admit, so generally when I play through on any character, I'm playing through on a one of my other accounts, and they're definitely not as specced out as this account. So this is kind of a interesting experience for me. Like I play my main character. My main character is completely the experience for playing on my main character and playing on this character are completely different. Wait, no, do this, do this, do this. I mean, I am burning through the enemies pretty quick. Maybe I can do in advance. The gear that I'm using is Kamarki's set, which was pretty well known for when it first came out, being a little bit more powerful of an event set than just your generic sets. Oh yeah, I'm burning through enemies. I might be a little better off than I thought I was. I also don't have a good weapon either. I think either when there is a lobby cell, I might buy a better weapon. Currently, right now, I have a random radiant anti-proton weapon. Might buy the disco, though there is a mission, later on in the story where you can get a full auto rifle. Maybe I might have to do that mission. I don't know what she was doing. Those are all my rescued Mirror Universe officers. They are all rescued from the Mirror Universe. I remember a time when there was actually a real Mirror Universe story arc. It was based upon DS9. I don't think I need anything off of this. Maybe that full auto. I don't need anything on this kit. What is 105? What is mine? 108. Yeah, I don't need the kit. This is 13. Yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, if you're not going to let's see this encounter. If you haven't spent the time to do encounters, you should. Oh, you know what? I haven't had audio sound on. I generally don't play with audio for multiple reasons. I blame it on the Ferengi in the Winter Wonderland. As soon as this map comes up, I'll turn the audio up. Did not realize that there was no audio. That's only a couple hours in, right? Yeah, 98 minutes. All right, let's options, audio, put this up to about 10%. All right, defeat the Alachis. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Where'd you go? Oh, I don't even have my... I don't remember what their reward is for doing this. Can't be a lot, because this is not the most challenging thing in the world. Like, I've done them every now and then. I don't think I've done one for over a year, though. Actually, I think the last time I've done an encounter like this was because I was trying to gain... Like, I was literally like 5% away from actually getting an experience. So, dilithium experience and expertise. Okie dokie. Definitely not worth the time. But I did it. God, this ship is so gorgeous. Putting the noble skin on this actually looks pretty good, though. So I can just leave. We're done. Head over to the new link. Feel sorry for this.
The General Dar will not likely be interested in negotiation.
Wish they had Jeffrey Combs doing that. There is a mission that this guy's voice and Jeffrey Combs' voice actually overlaps. Because it looks like they had Jeffrey Combs do the voice.
To think, I will be the first Vorta to meet the new Link.
You will. You should be excited. I love to be able to do actual damage, by the way. Yeah. So initially, with when the game first came out, engineers actually weren't that capable of doing damage. If you ask some people, they still not capable of doing damage, but it depends on what level you're ranking it at. But it's mainly because cruisers weren't able to do damage. The main issue was that they were too engineering focused. Still to this day, when you go into like the older stores,
you have to admire the devotion of the
are you gonna bring up the store for me?
They never seem to tire of throwing their lives away for
Game?
the founders.
It's like, how dare you open up the store inside of a mission? You can still look at some of the older, even the T5s. Look at some of the T5s, like they
There it is.
really
It's even more
have
beautiful than I
way too much engineering. It's one of the reasons why if you're starting out and you do not have a good T6 ship, and you're going through and you're picking the going through T1s and T2s and T3s and so on, and you want to do damage just because of the fact that the engineering ships, all the cruisers have too much engineering, you really just want to Just take whatever escort is available. That was... Grab the catcher cell. 10 catcher cell.
It's almost sacrilegious to have you here.
Grethar's Chains is the most broken ability in the game.
Forgive me.
I just saw a missile launch off. My tactical doing their tactical duties.
The other Vorta are going to be so envious when they hear about this.
Oh. You know, I don't play with Kamarkis all that often anymore, but man, it's still a really good kit set.
Have you come? It is.
It's true, Great One.
It's true. Don't mind me as I launch some beams from space right into the link. I was not purposely trying to take the link out. I'm sorry, changelings. Or was I? I do have a bunch of officers who are from the Terran universe, so. Oh, I thought I dropped them already, but apparently I did not.
Although it is on foot.
What?
This conversation up here is hilarious if you are a Jemadar, because the conversation does not change. You could be flying. You could be a Jemadar in a Jemadar ship flying, and this conversation does not change. I missed the original storyline here because there actually is. There is a alcove of Jemadar that were in this area. It kind of leads to the factory. Yeah, this guy's like, I can't believe, stay out of here. This is Jemadar space, and it's like, dude, I work for the founders. That's a very big beacon, by the way. I do not know how my ship had that much material. We're going to pop out of this for a second. The amount of material required to build that beacon would basically remove most of the material from my ship. And I have a very large ship. This is a very large ship. Just saying.
Congratulations. You have defeated the true
I don't
way
need
and
any
made
of this
peace with
stuff.
the Alpha Changelings. I have transmitted
Just
messages
take
to
the
the
thing
major
that's
powers
worth the
of
most,
the
the
galaxy.
beams. Sure.
Do you have any questions?
I do not have any questions. Thank you, Star Trek Online, for giving me an excuse to fly the Imperial skin. So I think what we'll do, I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna go through the Borg arc. Borg arc is actually pretty quick. Probably each mission probably takes about 10-15 minutes. So we need to beam on to DS9. And then go talk to the Omega Force.
Yes, I did. Do you have any questions?
So I was checking on my logs, and I don't know if it's actually going to show here. I actually did the on this character. There it is. So I did the original cure, which it looked like it took us about 4 hours to complete, and I did the original infected, which had took us about 1 hour and 43 minutes. And it looks like those may have been the times, because that's best time. This is the reason why you no longer see the long versions, because these missions were long. Though I would assume, like the cure and the actual full missions, and these were like raids back in the day. That was their whole purpose. Like your traditional, it was basically a 5-man raid is what it was. Like super hard content. I would imagine with the power creep as it is today, these won't be that hard. Cause well, it looks like I only did them once. Was it different time? No. It's weird how they're subject to the same times. But yeah, so oh nope, I did 2 infecteds and I did 1 cure. But yeah, they were fun. I kind of wish they were back as an option. I don't think that they ever will be, but I kind of do wish they were back. We're sure. It was just like, here's the thing, is that sometimes you just want something that's extended to do for your group. And that's what those were. It's just like you would just grab some people from your fleet who planned on having, a few hours to expend, and you just do them. It's like with any MMO. That's just something that you do. Isn't there supposed to be another spawn in here?
To any ship in range.
But yeah, I wish that they still had them. Had the long TFOs, but I mean, I do kind of understand why they're not here, but again, wish they were still here. Kaboom.
The Borg have locked down the passage ahead. Use the console in sickbay to override security protocols.
My officer there doing the good works. Yeah, the reason why I basically have 3 engineers on my ground party is because Chains of Breathor.
Thank you.
And it's a very cheap ability to get.
The Borg have disabled.
So if I do there... Oh, no, it did not. As far as my thing is, it required to be recalibrated.
Borg drones in.
Let's have a small little starship flying around in here. Makes sense, right? That was a lot of junk off of that. At least I'll get some more salvage from it. I was looking. One of the funniest things, the last things I did with this character when I initially played him, was R&D,
We are studying salvage.
and R&D completely changed in between the times. I wish they would at least bring back Memory Alpha, just as a location. That was the one thing I was really kind of sad that that was happening when I came back, was that Memory Alpha was completely gone. That's what they need to add is a memory alpha fleet location. Bring back memory alpha, but bring it back as a fleet option.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Ooh. That actually will complete intelligence officer. Alright. We are done. That should give me intelligence here. Right. There. Intelligence fleet. And then since I'm adding stuff to my perfect. Oops. Go do some gathering darkness. This used to be before they changed, or before they added the ground Borg slash mirror universe patrol. This used to be the best place to get ground Borg, but no longer. Nothing beats a patrol that has continuously spawning. Oh, just even beautiful. It's gorgeous. Wait a minute. There's some interesting things you can find about this one. This mission. Something that I've noticed. So later on, there's fire. And the entity for the fire is actually under the ground. So you can actually pull the fire around. Which is actually kind of hilarious. Oh. It's the first time I've had to do that. Should actually pull that out. Excuse me. Just clearing those out so it makes it easier later on.
Thanks for the... We can... Thank... I've over...
I need you back here! Undine troops are beaming down! They're focusing on the board, but they'll find me soon! It looked like...
Welcome to.
Oh God! Seriously? God. I've been muted for. I think I coughed like 20 minutes ago. I muted myself and did not unmute myself and did not realize I
We
was
have made a
muted until I
successful
looked
transition
over.
into fluidic space.
Good times. Move over to the unskippable cutscene.
This land fascinating.
Unskippable cutscene.
Captain Simmons to Voyager. The Borg are here. We're taking heavy fire and need immediate assistance.
So this portion of this doesn't make sense to me. Because they're discussing how before
The Borg attack.
how the previous combat over here was faked. And then there's suddenly a distress signal. Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I do want to shoot Cooper in the face. Cooper is one of the most hated characters
Much larger than we
in the game.
Is that a Borg Unimatrix? It's enormous.
I admit that it is an impressive structure.
Junk.
Must destroy it before we can retreat.
All right. Who wants to? Can I? Waiting for the feedback pulse to stop. I think I can easily drop myself.
I recommend an immediate withdrawal.
All right. So that will be the end of, I think, what I'm going to do today. Did a lot of talking today. Went over some of the stuff. Again, I'm hoping that if they do an update to the Imperial skin, that they take some of the design inflections from the Inquiry. I really do think there is like a nice middle ground there, only because there's already a lot of middle ground there in the designs. They do look like they're from the same lineage. Yeah, I am hoping that they do if they do remaster it, they do take some designs from the Inquiry. The only thing I'm hoping is this spine back here. I like the spine. Like, my suggestion would be if they're gonna make some changes to do like torpedo things here, and then you can make it so that the torpedo launches from there, almost like it's a artillery ship. Kind of that same idea where it just kind of launches, and because I think that would be pretty cool. Because I don't know where are the torpedo pods? Is it just here? Are those torpedo pods or those cannon points? It looks like they're cannon points. So there's two strips, 3 points, and I believe those are RCS thrusters. Okay. Wow, that's hidden on there on the neck, isn't there? But yeah, I would hope so. So my suggestion would be is to keep the armoredness. Like I like the armored impulse engines. I don't like the fact there isn't actually a hangar bay on this. But they can remove like this rib design. I think the rib design needs to go. Like they can redefine this and actually make it into bays, but actually make it look like bays instead of like this grill system, whatever it is. But I don't know. That's just me. But let's go ahead and depart the system here because we don't need to be in the system. Turn this in. This should head us over to Earth Space Dock. We will grab probably beams. Wait, there's no talking to anybody? Okay. I completely forgot that this goes straight directly to it. Yeah, so like if this was almost kind of like a different version of the Odyssey pod. I just like make it so it looks like a railgun-ish, because it kind of does. Like this is horrible lighting, but it kind of does look like it's a railgun, because it's just this thin line that goes up this way. So it makes me think like if they had some like torpedo locations up here, and then where it launched out of there, almost like it's artillery or something. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I mean, maybe.
We have the strength now. With the help of Starfleet and the Empire, we could destroy what's left of the Tal Shiar. We would be safe. We would be free.
There are too few of us left to fight amongst ourselves. Military action should be our last option.
I don't see how talking to them will be enough. But I'm a warrior, not a politician. If my people are to find a home here, there must be a leader capable of building a new future. Of looking past our differences to find harmony.
This is a good example. Obasek and Datan need a remodel.
Of the capital with the reunificationists, I have worked toward the day when the Romulans would once again walk beside their Vulcan brothers and sisters. Before that can happen, we need to rebuild.
They are really showing their
what was lost.
legacy of Romulus.
We need to reconcile with the Remans and end the centuries of strife and oppression. The fate of both our peoples rests here. We either create a new homeworld out of the ashes, or we wither and die. Thank you for agreeing to assist us. I'm grateful that both the Federation and the Empire have temporarily put aside their differences to help create a new Romulus. This proves that unification is possible, both for my people and for yours. We're building a new home here. Romulans and Remans can't continue on like nothing has changed. Everything is different. We are a changed people. The loss of Romulus wounded us greatly. But that wound will not be fatal. There is a great deal of work to do before we can truly call this our new home. But with your help, I know Mold Rihan, or New Romulus in your language, will someday be as great as what we lost. Kylo is in charge of the staging area. He can give you more information about what we need. There's much to do, and little time. We left our first home to remain free. We lost our adopted home to treachery. May this world be the home we have sought for so long. A place where our descendants can live in peace.
Alright. I'm just going to get the storyline started here, so we don't have to go through that introduction again. So... talk to Copper.
Let me brief you on the
Yep. Do stuff. Do stuff and do stuff. Okay. Alright, so I am going to log off from there. Actually, I'm not going to log off. I'm actually going to be doing some grinding of the first contact event, so I can get some marks on some characters, which will be very boring for you because it's boring for me. I'll probably have a phone up and watching YouTube while I do it. So I'm going to log off from here. If you do like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button on YouTube. If you like what you see on Twitch, go ahead and hit that follow button. On YouTube, if you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell. You'll be notified when I stream or post a video again. I do appreciate those who have taken a chance to hang out and watch with me today, and hope you all have a good day. Bye.